Hello, my name's Alison and I work at the University of Winchester. This is just a short video to give you some information for if you're applying from the Channel Islands. There's also some information in it about living in the UK and particularly about the University of Winchester. The University of Winchester is really pleased to have very close links with all the post-16 schools and colleges across the islands, and I visit virtually or in person regularly to support students making their applications. I'll be talking to you about choosing a university in the UK and some of the things that you will find quite different to at home. There are several things you may want to consider when picking the right place for you to study for the next few years, and we'll think about a few of them now. Firstly, make sure the university offers the course that you're interested in. To find out about the courses at Winchester, take a look at Find Your Course on our website, where you'll be able to find lots of information about all of our courses, the modules you will study, contact hours, and the assessment style. When considering universities, remember to look at the onward journey from the airport or port you arrive into. How many flights are there each day to that airport? And do they vary depending on the season? There may be a choice when you travel over in September, but is that choice still there when you go home in December? Did you know that both Blue Islands and Orkney offer you free baggage as a student? Show them your ID card at check-in, and as long as you've booked a hold bag and they have room for a second, they will let you take it without an additional charge. Remember to book the cheapest seats by booking early, but make sure you've checked the semester or term dates carefully, otherwise changing your bookings may make your ticket even more expensive. So where is Winchester? We're based in the south of England, about 17 miles from the coast, just north of Southampton. There are regular flights from Jersey and Guernsey to Southampton with Blue Islands and Orkney. And when you arrive at Southampton Airport, Winchester is just an 8-minute train journey and then a 10-minute walk from the station in town. Ferries from both islands arrive in Poole or Portsmouth, and you'll see the journey time is just over 40 minutes from Portsmouth and just over an hour from Poole. You may also find there are flights into Gatwick, but the travel time to Winchester is slightly longer from there. To find out more about Winchester, you might find it useful to look at our virtual tour on our website. It's not quite the same as visiting the campus, but it will give you a good idea of the buildings, where we are based, and what some of the buildings are like. Each of the purple pins can be explored further by going into the buildings and seeing the facilities on offer. The university was established in 1840, so we have very historic roots, but also a contemporary feel with exciting buildings being added over the past 15 years. These are just some of the buildings on our King Alfred and West Downs quarters. The picture on the bottom right is our Chapel and Winton building, which houses our student services. On the left is our King Alfred Centre, which houses our student union, a learning cafe, a large food hall and our bookshop. The picture in the top right is our new building on the West Downs Quarter, which is home to our digital technology courses. There are also places here to study, eat and meet with friends. So we've thought about the location and how easy it will be to travel there, but think particularly when you are travelling alone or maybe in the winter. So what next? Very often students think they want to experience something quite different to what they're used to at home. For many this can be the perfect choice, but think very carefully about your options and if possible spend a bit of time in the city before you make your final decision. If you aren't able to visit, try to chat with students at the university either through their open days or via UniBuddy, which you'll find on university websites and UCAS. Universities vary in size and feel. The University of Manchester is the largest university in the UK and it has about 40,000 students. At the other end of the scale, Bishop Grosseteste has about 2,260 students and is one of the smallest universities. Winchester is a medium size and we currently have about 8,000 students studying with us. To give you an idea, here are the population figures for Guernsey and Jersey, and you will see that some of the universities are almost as large as your island population. The city of Manchester has a population of approximately 548,000 students, so a really busy city to be part of. You get universities which are campus-based like Winchester, where you'll find everything in one place together. Or you might want a city university, where university buildings are dotted around the city between the shops, offices and restaurants. One final thing I'm going to mention about choosing our facilities. It might depend on what you're looking to study as to what is important for you. If you're studying media, journalism or a vocational course like physio or nursing, the facilities and industry links will be very important. If you're sporty, it might be you want to look at what sports teams the university has, or perhaps social facilities. You may also know that you will need some support for a learning difference or a physical need, so you might want to think about what support the university can offer you. Living at university can be very different depending on where you choose to study. Winchester has a large range of accommodation available, the majority of which is on campus or in university managed housing in Winchester. Our on-campus accommodation is mainly in flats of 4 to 8 students, and you will quickly make friends with your flatmates. We also have residential assistants who are there to help you move in and support you during your time in student accommodation. It's a really good idea to make your room feel like home by bringing things with you. As a Channel Islands student, if you would like to, you're able to apply for campus accommodation for each year of your study rather than having to find private rental accommodation. So how about working in the UK? Many students work during their study to help with funding, and if you want to work, you will need a national insurance number. This is very similar to your social security number, and when you arrive at university, we recommend that you contact your local job centre plus or speak to your careers team to find out their information. You're likely to need to attend an interview to prove your identity and to provide evidential documentation of your study and proof of address, as this is where they will send your national insurance number. This is very much a formality, but it can take up to 4 weeks for your number to arrive, and you cannot be paid for any work until you have this. Also, if you earn more than £183 per week, you will also pay national insurance contributions. But as we recommend no more than 20 hours a week to balance your studies, it's unlikely you would be earning this amount. The National Health Service in England is different to that in the Channel Islands. We recommend you all register with a GP when you arrive to cover any of your medical needs. In the UK, a GP consultation is free, but if you need medication, you will need to pay for that, and this is currently £9.15 per drug name. Some universities have a GP who visits campus, so if you know you will need regular visits to a doctor, you may want to look into this. Some of you may want to bring a car over to the UK, but there are a few things you should be aware of. Many universities don't allow students to park on campus, even if you are living in accommodation there. In years 2 and 3, you may have accommodation off campus where you might be able to park, but many of our students say driving here is quite different to at home, and you might also find you need to pay an additional insurance premium. We have lots of motorways and large roundabouts, and sometimes students who want to drive in the UK recommend taking a refresher lesson to get used to the roads and traffic with someone in the car with them. The final thing you need to be aware of is that we require any vehicle to have an MOT test, which I believe you don't have in Guernsey, and although you do in Jersey, in the UK you will need it if your car is 3 years old rather than 5. Finally, for things that you may find a bit different, mobile phones. Many Channel Islands students choose to get a UK SIM card to be able to make cheaper calls to friends in the UK. It's worth checking with your phone provider, as it may be they charge you international rates if you use a Jersey or Guernsey phone to call within the UK. With the increased use of Wi-Fi phone systems, this may not be so much of a problem for you. So finally, just a bit of information about who you will find in Winchester. We are very popular as a university with Channel Islands students, and we currently have 47 students from Jersey and 57 from Guernsey studying with us. We have students from all of the post-16 providers across the islands, apart from the new sixth form at Blanchlands College in Guernsey. We are currently in discussion with Blanchland College, but all the other providers have a partnership with us, which offers students some advantages in their applications. If a student is predicted the required grade boundaries and meets any additional requirements of the course, we guarantee to offer them a place or offer them an interview. Depending on the number of applications, we also sometimes offer teaching interviews on island rather than you having to visit Winchester. For students from the Channel Islands, we also offer guaranteed housing, but be sure to submit your application by the housing deadline date. I regularly visit the islands to give information and support students in their application. We also offer personal statement support, where students can send us draft copies of personal statements and we're able to have a look at those and give you some support in writing them. And finally, we offer a personal statement award. If a student applies to the University of Winchester, we look at their personal statement and an award is provided for those that have an exceptional statement. Deciding if university is the right choice for you is a big decision to make. Try to attend many open days, as this is a great opportunity to find out more about the university, the course, where you might be living, and to speak to current students. Make sure you also try to find out about the wider area around the university. This is where you're going to be living, so it's important that you find out about that too. If you're interested in Winchester, you may want to do this by chatting to students via the Ask a Student link on our website, and you will also find our open day dates there that you can book to find out more about us. I hope you found this talk helpful and that it's answered some of your questions about studying in the UK and in Winchester. If you have any other questions, please do get in touch either by sending me an email or by using the live chat function, which can be found on most of our website pages. If you have a very specific question, we may also be able to forward it to one of our current Channel Islands students. I look forward to meeting many of you either during an island visit or here in Winchester.